Hello there. Cruise control is a fantastic invention that helps you stick to the speed limit and makes driving more relaxing. All we have to do is grab the instruction manual and figure out how to work it. I've got it. Welcome to CarSpyTV, where we discuss buying, driving, maintaining and selling cars because it's interesting. Okay, let's start by defining exactly what cruise control is. It is a system that takes over control of your accelerator pedal so the vehicle automatically maintains the speed of your choice. Let's cut now to a dramatic real-life example. This is a 1928 Mercedes-Benz SSK. I've chosen it because it's typical of the sort of vehicle most of us take to the supermarket. Now, as you can see, it's driving down a straight, flat road. Now let's imagine you want to maintain 30 miles per hour, so you set cruise control accordingly. The system now calculates that to maintain 30 miles per hour on a flat road, the accelerator pedal has to be pressed down 25%. It does this on your behalf. On this basis, you don't have to put any pressure on the accelerator pedal with your right foot. Now have a look at this situation. We're half a mile down the road at the bottom of a hill, but this is no ordinary hill. It's enormous. It makes Mount Everest look insignificant. There are mountaineers attempting to summit, and at the top, the air is disturbingly thin. On this basis, if cruise control continues to hold the accelerator pedal down at 25%, that is not enough to maintain your favoured speed of 30 miles per hour all the way to the top. It therefore automatically presses the accelerator pedal down further to compensate. You don't have to do anything. Let's have a look at another scenario. Your car is now right at the top of this terrifying hill, and that's a relief. You can call your family to reassure them that you're alive and well. But what goes up must come down, and your car is no exception. It's therefore rolling down the other side of the hill. That's fine, but think about what was happening a few seconds earlier. In order to climb the steep hill and maintain 30 miles per hour, cruise control was putting a lot of pressure on the accelerator pedal. It was pushing it a long way down. If it continues to do that as your car descends, it's going to reach a terrifying speed. Cruise control therefore automatically reduces pressure on the accelerator pedal to compensate. Cruise control therefore incorporates a couple of key benefits. First and foremost, it makes driving a little bit easier, arguably a little bit less tiring. That's because you haven't got to spend so much time manually controlling the accelerator pedal. Secondly, cruise control makes it easier to stick to the speed limit. You can just set it to the speed limit, then monitor its performance. Once again, that's less work than manually controlling the accelerator pedal. There are lots of different car makers in the world, and some of them refer to their own cruise control systems by brand-specific names. But in simple terms, there are three main types. Let's discuss them one by one and discover the differences. Here we are in my car, which has standard cruise control. Now have a look at this magnificent beast of a steering wheel. As you can see down here, on the right hand side, there are 4 buttons that control the system. Now the buttons in your car might look different. They might have different labels. They might be in a different position. You might find them here on the left of the wheel. You might alternatively find them behind the wheel on one of the column stalks. For the purpose of this video, that doesn't particularly matter. If you have standard cruise control, it likely works on broadly the same principle as this car's, irrespective of what your buttons look like. Standard cruise control is easier to use once you've got your head around the principles. So, obviously enough, the first thing to do is to press the on button, but that only turns the system on. It doesn't set a speed. To set a speed, accelerate to say 40 miles an hour and press the set button. Cruise control will now automatically hold your car at 40 miles an hour. But there's more to it than that. If you'd like to increase your cruising speed from 40 to 41 miles an hour, all you do is briefly tap the accelerator button. Every time you briefly tap that button, your speed increases by 1 mile per hour. However, if you'd like to increase speed by, say, 10 miles per hour, simply hold that button down rather than press it repeatedly. The same is true in reverse. If you'd like to reduce your cruising speed by 1 mile per hour, briefly tap the coast button. Every time you do so, the car will slow by 1 mile per hour. If you want to lose a more significant amount of speed, hold that button down for as long as necessary rather than repeatedly tap it. Now, imagine you're cruising at 40 miles an hour and you need a sudden burst of speed to overtake a slower vehicle.
all you do is manually accelerate to say 60 miles an hour and complete your manoeuvre. Once you've done that, lift off the throttle, the car will automatically slow back down to 40 and cruise control will maintain that lower speed.
Now the time will come when you want to cancel cruise control and take back full manual control of your accelerator pedal. There are a few ways you can do this. Option A is to press the cancel button. Option B is to press the brake pedal. Either option cancels your set speed, but it doesn't turn off the entire cruise control system. On that basis, if you say, no, I've made a terrible mistake, I want to reinstate my cruising speed, there's an easy way you can do it. All you do is hit the resume button. For our example, the car will then once again maintain 40 miles an hour. But if you say, no, I am completely done with cruise control, all you do is hit the off button. That will cancel your set speed and disengage the entire system. Cruise control with brake is a more advanced version of standard cruise control, and it solves a particular problem. Now, as we mentioned earlier, when your car is travelling downhill on cruise control, the system minimises pressure on the accelerator pedal to help maintain the optimum speed. However, sometimes the hill is so steep and the pull of gravity is so strong that simply lifting off the accelerator pedal isn't enough to maintain the necessary speed. Cruise control with brake is the solution. As the name suggests, its purpose is to brake as required downhill to help the car maintain your favoured speed. Adaptive cruise control is the most advanced type, and it really is an astonishing system. Imagine you're driving down the road at 40 miles an hour with your cruise control set. That's no problem while the road ahead is nice and clear, but after a little while you come up behind another vehicle that's travelling slower. It's only doing 30 miles an hour. With a lesser cruise control system, you have to manually press buttons to slow your car down, or you're going to hit the car ahead. Not with adaptive cruise control. It recognises there's a car ahead, it recognises it's only doing 30 miles an hour, and it slows your car down without any intervention from you to compensate. That's witchcraft. Imagine the car ahead now slows down from 30 miles per hour to 20, then 10, then 5, then 0. It's stopped dead ahead of you in the middle of the road. Your car, thanks to its adaptive cruise control system, automatically follows suit. Furthermore, when the car ahead starts to pull away, your car automatically starts to pull away. Clearly, the purpose of the adaptive cruise control system is to automatically maintain a safe, comfortable distance to the car ahead. Now you can, up to a point, define what constitutes a safe, comfortable distance to the car ahead via a button on or close to your steering wheel. You might, for example, decide on a dry road at low speed that it's safe to be relatively close. However, the same might not be said if you're travelling quickly on a wet road. We have a few final points to consider. Whatever type of cruise control system your car has, it might only operate within a certain speed range. Consider my car. Its system only works between 25 and 100 miles per hour. Furthermore, look out for any lights, symbols or messages that confirm what your cruise control system is up to. You might, for example, simply have a single light that confirms the speed has been set. You might instead, or perhaps as well, have a light that confirms what speed has been set. 50 miles per hour, for example. Now, do you remember what we said earlier about adaptive cruise control? That's the one that automatically adjusts the speed of your vehicle to maintain a safe, comfortable distance to the car ahead. You, to some extent, define what constitutes a safe, comfortable distance via a button on or close to the steering wheel. If your car has that type of system, expect some kind of indicator that confirms your preference. Whatever type of cruise control system your car has, there are certain times it's best not to use it, at least in my humble opinion. I, for example, don't use cruise control if there's a lot of standing water on the road and there's a risk of aquaplaning. In that scenario, the last thing I want is my car automatically accelerating into an area where there's not a lot of traction. That really is inviting trouble. On that basis, I'd much rather retain full, guaranteed, instant manual control of my accelerator pedal so I can more easily keep the car pointing in the right direction. Now I know this is completely obvious, but for the same sorts of reasons, it's dangerous to use cruise control in the snow and ice. Finally, recognise that there are times that cruise control might refuse to engage. Now clearly there are lots of different makes and model of car in the world and they've all got their funny little ways, but I can give you a couple of examples to prove the point. My car has automatic transmission, however I could also slide the lever across to the left and select all the gears manually. Once the transmission is in manual mode, cruise control will not engage. It's not broken, that's just the way it's designed to be. Furthermore, if the coolant temperature of my engine gets too hot, once again, cruise control says no thank you, and it won't work. This is your opportunity to have your say via the comment section of this video. So let me know, what type of cruise control system does your car have? What do you like about it? What do you dislike? Does it have any funny little quirks? I'm interested in what you have to say. While you're commenting, don't forget to click like and subscribe to this channel. Subscribing makes it easier to find future videos. Right, that's all for now. I'm off to play with my cruise control.